What's up, everybody? It is good to have you here. I'm going to try to do a show today about ComputerCut Pro to be specific. I'm tired of waiting for the timer, so we're just going to do this. What is going on? Coming to full age in Christ. Glad to have you here live. I love seeing your comments after the show's over, and don't feel regretful that you didn't make it during the live. I think it's awesome that you watch the show after it's been live. You know, not many people can do that, especially the way that I talk. Oh, yeah, and Danny. It takes me a long time to remember names to begin with, which is what's really cool about people actually having their names up here, because then I can, know your name by just reading it, and eventually I get it. But Danny, I'm going to try really hard to remember that, although I'll probably fail miserably. Don't take it personally. Otherwise, yeah, everybody should be taking it personally. So we're going to do some ComputerCut stuff today. Now, I used ComputerCut for a lot of years, and then I decided that I wanted to share the love and use other programs. I did what is that 3M program? I don't even remember the name of it. I did that for a little while. I did film and vinyl designs for a little while. I did DAP. Oh yeah, when I met Dean, I was really stoked about what he was doing with DAP, and so I jumped on board with that for a while. But the reality is, it all boils down to going back to the creator of computer cutting systems, and that's ComputerCut itself. And I'm happy to announce that I also have ComputerCut on my website now. And the nice thing about that is ComputerCut, like many other providers, is associated with a brand, and that brand is SolarGuard. And now the way their system works, if you go direct through them, is it's got one cost if you wish to use it and use their film, and then the cost is doubled if you use it and don't use their film. So, there's a little bit of a drawback there. The cool thing about getting it from me is I don't have to put that stipulation on you, therefore I don't. Now, if you do use SolarGuard window film, it is financially better for you to go directly through them, as I am $150 a month for tint or PPF, and I'm $200 a month for both, where I believe it's $130 a month there for one, and you know what? I think it might be $260 a month for both. So I'm not 100% sure. That's one of those things that you'd probably have to investigate. But I know if you don't use SolarGuard, which a lot of people don't use SolarGuard, and you want access to something better than, and I don't want to throw any names out there, but let's just pretend for a minute that I'm right and SolarGuard is the best option available. And you don't want to pay an arm and a leg for it, because you can get a lot of different programs out there between $100 and $160 a month. And ComputerCut is $150 a month through me. So you're right in the ballpark, and you get the best option available. And we're even willing to put our money where our mouth is. So if you was to go to, and I'm going to go ahead and put, let's see, I'm going to put a link up on the screen. But first, I have to figure out. I was almost prepared for this today. For weeks now, I've been fighting with my website. And I really like the way the website's come along. It's looking really nice. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out. If you have any suggestions or problems with it, because I am real close to the project, so I like to pat myself on the back and tell me it is amazing, but I'm sure that it's not. So if you went to sundistributingdirect.com, checked it out, browse it, try to use some of the features on it, and let me know what is a problem for you, what's a hang up, and I'll make changes because I'm trying to make the best shopping experience possible for you guys also. But meanwhile, where was I? Computer Cut. I am going to go ahead and wait for this to load. One thing I do, I still have a little bit of a hang up with my website is when you're logged in, it's a little bit slow. I use a CDN, which is called a content delivery network, which means that it puts my website somewhere close to you all over the world. So it loads faster. But it doesn't do that when you're logged in. When you're logged in, there's a lot of dynamic stuff. And so it can't cache the dynamic stuff. And so it keeps you from the cached sites. But needless to say, I am going to copy this and I'm going to come over here and I'm going to add, paste this wherever it just went. And I'm going to throw it up on the screen. That is kind of long. You can go to Sun Distributing Direct or toolsfortint.com or sundistributing.com. Any of them will take you to my website. And there's tabs on the screen right there. One of them's ComputerCut, but that actually takes you to the ComputerCut page, which you can then click on. See, I already found a confusing situation that I probably need to oh, sorry. I get distracted reading messages. That's why it's nice to have Alex on here. Alex, I think, is either doing schoolwork or he doesn't realize what time it is. And I forgot to ask him what his situation was before we started. So, anyways, this is the link to the 30-day free trial. And I set it up so that you actually have to have an account, which the checkout process allows you. If you don't have an account, you just put in your email address and all your information, and it's going to send you a link to reset your password. That way you can have a password. It'll automatically create an account for you, so you don't have to worry about going through extra hoops to get an account with me. I'm not like that where you got to wait for approval or whatever. You can have an account. It just does that because it keeps the robots out. I had a little bit of an issue for a minute with robots, and I don't like robots, so we got rid of them. Anyway, so you get signed up for this. You're going to go through the checkout process. Everything's $0. You don't have to enter any credit card information or any of that. It's just a way of me seeing who's got the 30-day trial, because the one thing about this 30-day trial that's not super flexible is it's 30 days. It's not 29 days. It's not 31 days. At 30 days, it ends, and there is no extending it. So by having you go through the checkout process, I get to log when you got your trial. And then in about 25 days, I'm going to reach out to you, or Alex will reach out to you and see how you like it. And if you like it and you want to continue, we're going to help you get signed up at our rates. And it'll, be automatic. Every month you'll get, and everything will be wonderful. And up until now, you didn't have that option. You would be paying $260 or $260 a month for just tint patterns, and that's a little excessive. Although DAP is $300 a month, and you have to buy their film, and I'm still not convinced that forcing somebody to buy your film to use your software is the right thing to do. And that's why I struck up the deal with Solar Guard and ComputerCut, and I have ComputerCut access. Now, if you're using ComputerCut currently and you're paying their prices that are doubled because you use Solar Guard window film, get with me. I can get you switched over onto our account, and they are totally okay with it. They would rather service their own customers, but they don't want to deny everybody else the opportunity. And so having somebody like me in the mix that can kind of keep it, their rules have to be followed by their people. So they don't really have a big option to do that. Is they can't bend the rules, because if they bend them for you, they got to bend them for everybody, and it's a corporate structured policy. So this is their way of getting around it. They're still selling the ComputerCut, and they're selling to a distributor. And by the way, I am a flat glass distributor for Solar Guard, and they got wonderful films. So check that out too. If you got any flat glass jobs coming up and you want something that you can trust, Solar Guard's been around since before you were born. Well, most of you. And yeah, so without further ado, let's read a couple of comments, see what we got going on here. And oh, you know what? I can go ahead and throw that link in the chat in case anybody wants something they can just click on, because that is a lot to type. And we're going to go up here and read a couple of comments, because boy, oh boy, you guys are chatty. Look at this. Jordan says, made it early today. What? Does that mean you have a slow day at work? Danny said that he finally got to make it. We discussed that. T-Town Tim said, what up? Tintech 2020 for a brief time. Tintech 2020 is real similar to film and vinyl. And Tintech 2020, I believe, is a Canadian company. So one of our sister countries. That's kind of exciting. But no, I hadn't used it a lot. I am good friends with a guy with a shop that does use it, and he seems okay with it. He says that the top edges are awful, but he just works around it. And honestly, if you guys can hand cut, you know how to cut a top edge. It's not a big deal if you get, sometimes you might have an aftermarket piece of glass, and sometimes the more popular vehicles will have more than one glass manufacturing facility making the same door glass or whatever. And when that happens, you get a little bit of variation, especially on the top edge. And so you might think, oh, the Dodge Charger sucks. The top edge never lines up. There are 6 different glass manufacturing companies making glass for those Dodge Charger doors. So on average, 1 out of 6 is going to line up, and there's no way to identify which piece of glass is which. They all have the same stamp on them. It's just a fact that they're manufactured in several different plants with several different tooling processes that made the piece of glass. So there's going to be variations, and that means top edges aren't going to line up. That is one of the downfalls to a computer cut system versus a hand cut system. But the upside, I think, greatly outweighs it, because most vehicles have one glass manufacturing company making or facility making the windows for those side windows, and they do line up quite regular. So there is that. Oh yeah, and I was still reading, or I was trying to. Dave Weimer, what's up? Do I sell film for people? Not that I want it, but I saw Matt do a short, and he mentioned that as an option. Yes, I do sell film to just people. Now I still, and my Orbit, which is my dyed film, which is a lifetime warranty, color stable, best frickin' dyed film on the market, period. But that comes in 20-inch, 24-inch, 36-inch, 40-inch, or 60-inch by 100 feet. My Oh, I hear Alex coming in. That's exciting. I knew he was going to make it. Although, what happened to my video? Hold on, I got to figure. My video's gone. Nobody told me my video was gone. What has happened here? Oh, this is froze. Okay, I can fix this, maybe. We'll go to Camlink. Then we'll go to virtual camera. Let's go to Camlink. Yeah, I think my camera decided to. Okay, so let's do this. Let's close all windows. Let's quit. You guys can still hear me, right? Good. Why this thing went out on me, I don't know. I had a camera, and then I didn't have a camera. Isn't that something? Anyway, let's look at Control Alt Delete. Task Manager. Close you. Hi, Alex. They can see you. Can we hear you? We can't hear you. Oh, something sounds wrong with you. Try resetting your audio engine. No, something's not right. Open up Potato and restart your audio engine. Meanwhile, I am going to relaunch Snap Camera and see if I can get my video back up. Maybe. I mean, for the meantime, I guess I can go with the OBS and maybe bring it down here a little bit. And oop, we're just going to put that everywhere. Alex, what'd you do? I'm upside down.
What is going on here?
Oh, your voice mod. Your voice changer's on.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh.
You're like the scary monster dude. Okay. Why am I upside down, Alex? What the hell's going on? My other camera quit. This one's upside down. Here, if nothing else, I'll at least straighten it so I'm like directly upside down. I don't know. Here we were having a serious, meaningful conversation about ComputerCut, and then I'm really an AI. Yeah.
Hi, DW. Your film's on the cart. That sounded wicked. Dude, AI is taking over.
It is. Why is Snap Camera not opening?
Big service going on here. Jordan would know. That's the shady expert. Look, DW, we don't have time for that. We've been very busy today. Like, not like busy enough to like where you're just moving nonstop, but like as soon as you're done with the task and you go on to like move on to the next thing, something happens and it interrupts you. Like that's the kind of busy day it is. Nice. I might have Chat GPT create me a tagline. Cause I need one of those. Rick, I did something cool.
I don't know what happened with my camera.
Dude, it is like a once in a 10-year type of cut, DW. No one buys 40%.
It's okay. We're not mad at you for buying 40%. Hey, I got my camera
absolutely
back.
not.
That's super exciting. I am stoked. Where'd my window go? Damn it. I've lost everything.
Burner account, yes, they do pay for it full cost, but there's like a difficulty rating between it if the package is valued under $100 versus if the package is worth more than $100. And the irony of it is that it's easier to process a claim for a package that's worth more than $100 than it is to process a claim for a package that's worth less than $100.
Yeah, going through going through UPS directly for a claim sucks as much as anybody. Actually, I can't say that. They are a little better than most. It still takes a couple of weeks to get paid, and they have to do the whole investigation thing. But we do ship a lot of stuff, and we have an extra service called UPS Capital, which, as Alex was about to say, is amazing. It just, I mean, like we tell them there was a problem with a package, we wake up tomorrow paid, and they direct deposit it into the account. No questions asked. They just trust us. Obviously,
Sometimes
if
I wonder if they even care.
Well, they do. There's an algorithm in there, and if we start leaning more than the norm, then they're going to start looking at us and might boot us off the program. But it's kind of like an honor system. They just trust us, and as long as we don't show abuse, they don't care.
Burner account. I feel like everyone kind of sucks at delivering things right now, because I've been hearing complaints about not just UPS but also FedEx and USPS. I think it's just that time of the year, or I don't know what it is.
Well, it is time for us to get really serious. Actually, I need to place an order. Alex, did you give me that list?
Yeah, it's right to the right of you.
Right to the right of me.
Yeah, right there, down.
Oh, shit.
Right there.
When did you bring that in here? Holy shit.
Like right after you told me to make it.
Oh, wow.
It took me like all but 2 minutes.
So yeah, DW is curious how long it'll last. How long what'll last? The 40%? If you want to use it, I'll order it for you. But we're probably not going to just stock it on the shelves until people show enough interest, because it just doesn't sell. Most of my customer base, for whatever reason, don't use it. They use 35.
We do tend to kind of keep it in stock for Supernova, though, just not Nova. Well, kind of. Not like fully in stock, but like we'll have like we get a couple, I think.
I'll have whatever it is you need, and if I don't have it in stock, it's only 2 days away, so it's not the end of the world.
Rick is that plug.
What?
You're the plug.
I'm the plug for what? What's a plug?
40%. 40%. It's kind of like the weed man, but for the films.
Yeah, I'm too old for all that shit. I got the way that I learned to talk, and that's how I talk. And you guys are making up fucking words that don't mean what they mean.
Weed.
Tallman's old, and he knows what it means.
Yeah, that's like brickweed days. That's like
I don't know what you're talking about.
the 90s.
Although I don't know, I was always a little bit better than that. I didn't do brickweed. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I knew somebody that had it, I'd smoke it with them. But I wasn't out looking for that stuff. I mean, it was so hit or miss. And then when you get a brick full of fucking seeds, oh my God. Or sometimes they'd brick up a whole fat fucking bundle of stems for you because everybody wants, fucking pound of stems.
Hey, what's up, Anthony? How's it going? AKA the Flash. I am not fast.
I'm too good for commercial. Tallman, if you knew me back in the day, you would understand. But I just, I was never well off. I never did financially well for myself. But the one thing I knew how to do is sling enough weed to keep myself in stock, which meant if I slang the good stuff, I had the good stuff. So yeah, I was too good for that because I had choices. And I didn't have a lot of choices in life back then, but that was a choice I did have.
Wait. Wait.
Now, this conversation is getting way off track. I don't, Alex, I think you're a bad.
I was gonna say, one more thing. If Georgia ever gets legalized, watch Rick Tallman do weed giveaways at the family reunion.
Like, listen, our budget is huge. We're buying pounds and giving it all away.
I have no idea because I called Rick the film plug. That's how.
And I didn't know what it meant. So then all of a sudden, our whole conversation just took a wrong fucking turn. I haven't touched a mind altering substance in over 14 years. And here we are talking about weed.
Thomas says he thinks he just sharded. That's good. Good stuff.
Howard, I don't know when I need to get time to get with Eric DeVosh with TintWiz and get him to get Helios Automotive is in TintWiz, but the flat glass stuff, yeah, I got to get that in there. Which won't take much. I'll see if I can't squeeze a little bit of time somewhere, but Alex is leaving Friday and he's going to leave me basically for a week without him. And then when he comes back, I'm leaving. Of course, I'm going to miss 2 days. Alex is all Mr. High and freaking mighty. Like, I don't really need a job, so I'm just going to, I got vacations to do. So
I'm going to the Southland to put Helios in the hands of all the sun stoppers.
Or he's going to Myrtle Beach.
That's Mike Burke's territory.
Yeah, okay. I'm sure he'll slow down just to hear what you got to say.
Yeah, probably not.
He's a caring, listening type person like that. See what else. T-Town says he was on the website yesterday trying to grab a couple of links. I'll grab a couple links on my phone, felt a little off, but ended up getting it. Yeah, I was going through that in the last day. I had this what the hell do they call it? CSL content. Hold on, I know what it is. It's content something. Cumulative layout shift. Right now it's sitting at 0, so everything should line up perfect. The performance value on the website right now is 98 out of 100. So that should be wonderful too. On desktop, it's 100 out of 100. So like I said, I've been working real hard to make the website just as efficient as possible. I didn't realize so much went into this website shit. We started out using Squarespace and it was just a point and shoot kind of a thing. Pretty limited, but it did the job. And it actually made you not as the web designer not have to think about anything. It took care of everything for you in the back end. But like I said, it was pretty limited. So when we outgrew that and we needed more things like subscription services and the ability to do phone orders and actually have it linked with our website so that we didn't screw up stock management and, all kinds of things that are important when you have almost 1,500 SKUs. So we had to evolve, and we treated it like a point and shoot kind of website. And so we just built it and ran it. But God, was the thing slow. And so this year I decided I'm going to figure that out. And if you go to the website, you'll see that it loads pretty instantly, unless you're logged in. And, we're still looking for that workaround with the when you're logged in thing. But there's a lot more to that because we can cache some things on the website, but not all things. And the service I use for that doesn't dabble in that. So that's something I'll have to work out myself.
Yeah, you gotta top tire it.
You
gotta.
I was trying to get smart card and DSP link, trying to think what I was having trouble with. Hard to say, Tim. You might have just been a little delirious and, cross-eyed. And I hear you've been doing a lot of embroidery stuff lately, which reminds me. And oh, by the way, I screwed up because you made me hurry so fast and order those goddamn towels that I had them shipped here. So I got a bunch of towels here that I got to send to you. I normally have them shipped directly to Tim to...
Do we have them all now?
I think we do. I don't know. I haven't looked. I've been busy, Alex. I've been so consumed by this damn website. I also revamped the tintkeg.com website too, if anybody wants to go check that out. I made it a little crispier. Put some Tint Wiz stuff up on there. Matt's got his own little spot on there. And I don't know. I just fiddling with it, but that was another one of those. We just built it and shot it and didn't care how it did. But there's broken pages on it, but I think I got them all hidden until I can fix it.
Hold on, I gotta go cut film. I'll be right back.
Alex got to cut film because Helios got popular. It's like all of a sudden a couple people started using it, and I guess a couple of the right people. It's like GeoShield. Matt started using it, and all of a sudden people can't get enough of it. If the right person uses it, everybody wants to use it. And don't get me wrong, GeoShield's a good film, and that's why Matt still uses it. And what's funny is Matt would be using Helios right now, except for Helios had white plain boxes when he switched from Avery, and GeoShield had a good looking box. Now I have a great looking box, but Matt likes GeoShield, and he's got a little. Matt's got values. He has some sense of loyalty, so that's not bad. Let's see. I still have a lot. Good day, some free time for tool talk. I love that. Tim says, I really think that the top edge on any program is from how the plotter is cutting. And to a point it is. There's a lot of variables involved. If your pinch rollers aren't real secure on the film, then yeah, you're going to get a little variation just from tint shift. And one way that you can know that you're getting tint shift is if your start and stop ends don't meet exact, if there's a little bit of a jog. Most likely that's because your tint shifted while it was plotting. Couple ways that it does that is, one, you've got settings on the back of your... Alex, you need to go away. On the back of your plotter, there's a little lever on each pinch roller on most plotters. Not all plotters, I'd imagine, but like a Graphtec has high pressure, low pressure. And I suppose you adjust that for whatever you're using. But with window tint, we use it on high pressure because tint's thin and slippery and you don't want it to slide. The other thing is, some people don't realize that there's typically a setting where you can cut on pull. And to cut on pull is actually most beneficial because then it cuts in the same direction every time it cuts, where if you just have it standard, it'll cut all the way around. It seems quicker and more efficient, but then it's cutting on pull and push, and it has more likelihood of shifting or bunching. And that was pre-cut patterns for certain vehicles. Yeah, I don't do that. We just do rolls. I don't even have a plotter here. I do have ComputerCut so I can do demonstrations, and that's the neat thing. So since the last time I used ComputerCut, they actually switched over to ComputerCut Pro, which turns out to be relatively similar to the way it used to be, but on the other hand, it's a whole new revamp, and they got a whole lot more tools that weren't there last time I used it. It was pretty basic last time I used it, and by basic I mean if you looked at an iPhone versus an Android, an iPhone is basic. Now, an iPhone's not basic by any means, but compared to an Android, where you got the flexibility of doing things that you probably shouldn't be doing with your cell phone, ComputerCut was a lot like that, where it was just concise and to the point. And Dustin says Alex done mess everything up. This is where my camera messed up. That was funny. I had Chat GPT write a rap in the style of Eminem. It was dope. Yeah, so today I started playing. I have been using for a couple months now. I've been using an AI program to write content on the website, and today I decided let's look into what this Chat GPT thing is all about. And oh my god, it is freaking amazing. You can write out something like angrily and tell it to rewrite this, and it'll make it sound so like you ain't going to offend anybody, and it's going to get the point across. It's amazing, which is something I need in my life, because now if I could just get it to, when I open my mouth and speak, it just could automatically translate it into a message somebody might want to hear. That would be super cool. Let's see. So it's finally been sold. What's finally been sold? Oh, the 40. I'm pretty sure we still have more, Dave. But if you want to buy more, knock yourself out. And we will keep it. I'll even put it on the website. I don't know. I don't care. I just Jeff says I have to keep 40% because North Carolina sucks. Honestly, North Carolina is the reason I got it in the first place. I had a customer there, and he was like, but then he wandered off. I don't know if he closed up shop or went somewhere else or what, but I bought it and he didn't. Oh God, poor Alex. Phone's ringing. But he handles it all. Ordered a table the other day. It looked like someone Hulk smashed the side of it. Damn. Oh, I've had good luck with most of my packages. We have good luck. I mean, that's why we use UPS, not just because their claim situation is so much better than everybody else, but their success rate seems to be so much better than everyone else. So, we're going to scroll down a little bit more because you guys are still talking and I'm not even caught up. Ship them now. We went another way. Just did some sublimation stuff today. You need to tell me also what you need for embroidery stuff. You know what? Find a hat that looks good, Tim. Something that's a flex fit, I think, is the best, because figuring out what people's heads are is its own kind of complication, especially when I'm just giving stuff away. So let's do me like 20 hats for right now. And off the top of my head, I'm trying to think of what the colors. I really like those like charcoal gray hats. Those I think they're crispy. But yeah. Maybe we can do a couple of different options too. My wife has a personal contact at our FedEx because they can't find our location all the time. That sucks. And Dave, you do need you a tint buster. But I got those in stock too. And just a side note, the film rack or the rack system is up on the website. So that is something. Let's see what else. I'm going to pull this down for just a moment because we're going to go ahead and share a screen. Now, keep in mind, guys, I don't tint anymore. And, well, that's a lie. I'll go tint something here and there, but I don't schedule myself to do that. I don't plan to do that. I just, sometimes I get bored and want to do that. But I got ComputerCut. I don't have a plotter, so I can't demonstrate actually cutting. But what I can do is I can share this entire screen, which is ComputerCut on it. Let's see if we can. No, that didn't really make it any bigger, did it? All right, so this is ComputerCut. When you open it, it's going to be like this. And you'll start here on the database. Well, I think I need to restart it. It's confused. Hey, look, it's me. Oh shit. UPS is here, but they're good people. They'll wait for Alex. So we're going to reopen ComputerCut and see if it works a little bit better. Oh, something else just popped up in the background. I might need that in my life. So with this open, here's the pull cut I was talking about. You want to keep that enabled. Resize enabled. You want to keep that disabled because that way you don't accidentally. Sometimes you might bump the corner when you go to move it and you might make the pattern smaller and not realize it. And then you go to cut it and then that would be bad. So we are going to close this window. We're going to open this window. Am I signed in? Let me reconnect. Oh, I have to sign in, guys. So you go to options, setup, username, password, apply. I guess I should have checked this first because I just entered in my credentials. So what does that button do? I don't know. Well, this ain't working out as good as I had hoped. So let's just put this information in. Dave, you can't call right now. Alex is busy. I'm going to have to. When I entered the information and it said that it took it, so now we're going to have to. Yeah, Dave, it's too late. You can't call now. All right. Okay, let's go to member. Whoops. My account. That's all my information. Password reset has been sent. Open up the mail. Save. There might be something else I need to do also. Okay, we're going to close this. We'll close this. We'll open this. We might not do computer cut today, guys. I'm not 100% sure. But meanwhile, English answer, reflex, fly, help. All right, let's try. Yeah, it's not liking me for some reason. So maybe I should have. Oh, you know what? Just for yucks. I'm going to try something. Thinking maybe it was stuck in an open state somewhere, but I'm not seeing it. So I don't 100% know why. But we're going to give this one more go. Unknown username and password. Oh, you know what? Because that's not my username. That's my email address. So let's see if we can't. Oh, that says email. Password. Reset password. We're going to try this. A link was sent. We've done that already, but we're going to do it again. Gmail. Click here. Okay, now we're going to go. Save. Okay, so that brings me here. My account says everything's good. Everything here is good. I am the administrator. Member support. We got training videos. You get all kinds of good stuff. They have remote support too. So do we want to try that? Is there something in here that I need to do? Oh, you're over there. General setup. Nope, that's for the plotter. File, save, import, edit, layout, arrange, cut, transfer to image view options. Automatic save. It's got so many cool features, guys. I wished I could go through these with you, but for some strange reason, it's not going to let me. Unless I push my home. Select database. I got no databases because it's not functioning properly. Announcements, catalog, search. Yeah, that's cool. I don't need that in my life either. What I need is to reconnect and have it not say unknown username and password. Let's try remote support. Let's see if we can get some help, guys. See how this thing works. Let's see how it works. Session code. What's a session code? And they do remote connection too, so they will help. Okay. I don't need any of that stuff. I like to push all the buttons. Are they going to be available? What do you think? Oh, what's the film rack called? I don't know. You can type rack, it'll show up.
The rack.
What did you say about hats? I had to walk away, of course. I said put together 20 hats, make it a flex fit kind of thing so that everybody can wear the hat I send them. Something that's really cool. And I said that I'm not sure about color as far as good, popness, but I do like the charcoal ones that we got the Sun Distributings in. So there's that, but I don't know. In Texas Tint Pro, Jamal says he can sell some pre-cuts if you want. God, Dad, bless it. I done forgot your name already again. Jesse, no, is it? I don't know. That's a million miles up here when you said what it was, but it was at the beginning. What's up, Rick? Alex. Danny, that's it. I found it. Yeah, 3M software wasn't bad. I didn't hate it, that's for sure. Oh, Alex came back.
I've been back.
Alex been back. He just isn't saying
Yeah.
anything.
Da ba 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 ba. Oh,
Yeah, I don't think that's working. Let's see if we can go help. Support. Oh. Contact us. Here's all their informations. Alex is going to have to leave here in just a couple of minutes. So let me, real quick. California, no. US and Canada. 348. Three one nine three. 3193. All right. I'm going to go on mute for just a second.
Why the hell is my shit not working? Dude, Dylan, how have you been, man? What did you say about hats? I had to walk away, of course, when you said it or messaged me that I can't forget it. Oh, shoot. So, what else has everyone been up to? Dude, I've been busy as hell. Got a lot going on. We got WFR coming up. That's exciting. Who am I going to see up there? Yeah, you got to go too. Dude. You on your way to school too? You think that thing I'm doing, can I share that tonight, Alex? I'll be maybe. Oh, thanks. You just reminded me. I gotta make sure I have all the things. Thank you, T-Town. I'll shoot you a call when I'm on my way to school, Tim. That's good. Eject. How'd it go?
And well, I left a message. That wasn't, we'll see if they call back. Because otherwise, I don't know. I mean, I might have to reset the computer. Actually, are you going to be here for just another minute? You be here for just another minute. I'm going to restart the computer and see if that helps. Because, that's the first thing they always tell you to do anyway.
Yeah, probably. Could be like some driver issues or
right. So give me just a second. I'll be right back.
For sure. Hey, Brayden. What's up, dude? Don't hold your breath. Great software, but subpar support. Ew. They do have lots of videos though, and I have like a poor person's plotter, and they were like the only software that supported my plotter, so that was cool too. I think it was called like, what was it called? Who makes my plotter? My plotter is like made by that company that makes like everything, like heat presses and Vevor, however you pronounce it. Yeah, I have the Vevor 34-inch, and like it runs off ComputerCut and it works fine. I can't wait until I have big boy credit so I can finance big boy plotter. I've been using ComputerCut on my Jaguar V for a couple years. Best software I've found so far. Just had a few issues getting calls back from support. Dude, I don't mind it. I mean, literally just learned how to use film and vinyl designs last month, and then no, all of a sudden I got to do ComputerCut. I do like how it's got like the roll placement and stuff, and it just shows you like where everything's plotting. I also like how it plots. I don't know, tits. Like one tit for the driver door, two tits for the passenger, or something like that. I don't know. That's kind of convenient too. Me, I don't know, dude. Either a Jag or a workhorse. Hey, what's up, Thomas? Yeah, I like film and vinyl designs too. I've never used Core. I think I figured out the name for the rack.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Your video quality is very bad though.
Yeah,
It looks
there
like you're
seems to be a delay
underwater.
also. Let me look. That looks good there,
Yeah, I feel
so it
like
must be here.
I'm watching you through the fish tank. But we good here? I think I must go.
Is that better? No better?
Yeah, that's a lot better.
You're lying to me. Yeah, you can go. I don't have no old chats now because it all just did its thing.
Braden
Anyway,
has said Braden says he's been using ComputerCut on his Jag for a couple of years. Best software he's found so far. He's just not a fan of their customer support. And then Thomas says he likes film vinyl designs and Core. But all right,
well,
later.
see you, man. All right, it's back to us again. And okay, well, it looks like everything's the way that it's supposed to be, unless I don't know. We can close that, and I can always go back to their website. Let's see. You know what? I did buy two activation keys at the same time. I either could have put the wrong one in, but I'm sure that I didn't, or because your activation key is assigned to your account. So I bought two, one for here so that I could show you guys, and one for the tint shop so that they could have theirs. And if they got transposed, I assume that would hold us up. But we will see if I can try this. It was weird. A window popped up and asked me for the software key, so I put it in, and that was the last I saw that window. So what is up? Everything's going well except for I was trying to demonstrate some ComputerCut action and got myself locked out of it, and so I'm not demonstrating shit. But that was the plan, is to demonstrate that. Meanwhile, how many of you guys have tried the Chat GTP or GPT thing? Because it really kind of blew my mind today. It's got a long ways to go. It's a big download, so it takes a minute to download, but I'm going to re-download it and reinstall it and see if maybe, I don't know, there's something wrong there. I'll do my diligence on my side before I ask them to do theirs. I mean, not really. I tried to call them to ask them to do theirs, but you know. Good times, good times. So there's that. And yeah, to be totally honest, a lot of the softwares are good out there. The only edge that, other than, you know, it's critical. What is what, yo? What are you talking about, Jamal? There's top edge issues with patterns sometimes, and you know, that's the only edge that really matters. And once you get fluid with trimming off that top edge without having to deal with grief and frustration, ComputerCut is the absolute best situation. Now, I downloaded this, seems like a couple months ago, played around with it a little bit, but I just never activated it, and so the trial expired. And one thing I was talking about earlier is, if you're going to be on a trial, if you get the download from me, you're going to go through the checkout and it's going to show me that you downloaded it. I'm going to set a reminder on my end to call you 5 days before it expires. And then I'm going to reach out to you and see how you like it. If you like it and want to keep going, I'll help you get set up so that there's no fluctuation. Says there's 12 minutes left, so we're going to let it keep doing its thing. It's a little over a gig. The Chat GPT thing is, and I suppose I could probably, let me throw this up here, and we got a new chat going on, so I'll go ahead and share this page. We're going to take the chat overlay down just so we can make this full screen. So this is Chat GPT. It's really cool. So you can do a lot of things. Biliate instead of flux capacitor. So what I can do with Chat GPT is I can say, can you explain to me what a flux capacitor is and what I would use it for sci I know I can do this. I told it sci-fi speaking, of course. It says the flux capacitor is a functional device in the Back to the Future movie trilogy that is said to enable time travel. According to the movies, the flux capacitor is the key component of the DeLorean time machine invented by Doc Brown when it reaches 88 mile an hour and blah, blah, blah. So basically, it's into you the whole movie scenario. And then you can go back and you don't have to keep asking the same question over and over. You could just say something like, but what is it really in real life? In real life, there is no such thing as a flux capacitor. And it is purely a fictional device created for Back to the Future movie trilogy. So maybe that wasn't the best example, but you know, it's an example nonetheless. I had to write a letter today that was difficult. And so, for instance, how could you guys use it? So let's say, for instance, you want to create a summary sheet of what to expect, which we have on our website under resources, what to expect out of your tint job. So you could say, I want to a summary. Oops, I misspell things a lot too. Thank God for spell check. I'd like to write a summary sheet on what to expect from your window tint job. And then it's going to be like, okay, sure, here's a summary. Improve primacy. Window tinting provides an extra layer of blah, blah, blah. If you guys can read that, can you guys read that? Because God, it's going fast. Look at all the shit that it's writing down. Reduces heat and glare, enhances safety. In the event of an accident, window tinting can help prevent broken glass. See, it knows a lot of things about a lot of things. Aesthetically pleasing, window tint can also give your car home a sleek, modern look. Professional installation to ensure the best possible results. It's important to have your window tinting professionally installed. A skilled installer can help ensure that your tint is applied evenly and without bubbles or imperfections, giving you a flawless finish that looks great and lasts for years to come. Overall, a quality window tint job can provide a range of benefits, blah, blah, blah. Now, that's all nice and dandy, but see, what I was wanting it to say is what to expect from your new tint job, like mine does, as far as scratches and imperfections and water bow. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say, well, I meant what a customer can expect right after getting their windows tinted. Trying etc. My apologies for misunderstanding the initial question. Here's a summary of what a customer can expect immediately after getting their windows tinted. Drying time. After the windows are tinted, there will be a drying period for the windows fully adhere to the glass. The length of drying time can depend on several factors, such as the type of tint, weather conditions, and the amount of direct sunlight your vehicle or home receives. Typically, the drying time can range from a few days to a week. Water blisters. During the drying process, it is common to see water blisters and bubbles or blisters from between the tint and the glass. It is caused by moisture that has become trapped during installation. While these bubbles can be unsightly, they are a normal part of the tinting process and will disappear once the tint has fully dried. Haze appearance immediately after installation. The tint may be hazy or foggy. This is also a normal part of the drying process, blah, blah, blah. Cleaning instructions after your windows are tinted is important to avoid cleaning them for at least a few days. Cleaning products and tools can damage the tint before it has fully dried and adhered to the glass. Once tint has fully dried, you can clean your windows using a mild ammonia-free cleaning surface. I mean, this thing is smart. Care and maintenance to ensure longevity of your tint job. It is important to follow proper care and maintenance instructions. This includes avoiding abrasive cleaners, sharp objects, and extreme temperatures. You should also avoid rolling your windows down for at least a few days after installation to allow the tint to fully adhere to the glass. Overall, customers can expect a brief drying period and blah, 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 blah. So that's like super cool, and you saw what that took for me to do. So yeah, chat AI is definitely taking over the world. And you could also say something like, can you also explain how he built 2 words to window tint. Now I haven't tried any of this questions with this thing, so I don't know how it's going to answer. I don't know if it knows about seatbelt nicks, but it says seatbelt nicks are a small cuts or scratches that can occur in window tint, typically along the edges of the tint where the seatbelt rubs against the window. Over time, seatbelt. Okay, so it doesn't quite understand that, but then you can say, well, actually, seatbelt nicks are from flinging the seatbelt off and the buckle hitting the window. Thank you for clarifying. You're correct that the seatbelt nicks also occur when the buckle hits the window. To prevent seatbelt nicks in this scenario, you can take a few prevention measures. One option is to release the seatbelt slowly rather than flinging it off. Another option is to hold the buckle as you release the seatbelt, which will prevent it from hitting the window. Additionally, you can consider, and then you can go on to, but you notice I don't have to start from scratch every time. It's just like a conversation, and you can tell it, I like this, but could you add that, or could you change this part of that to this, and it'll rewrite the whole thing over and over until you have the perfect scenario. And like I said, I played with it for the first time today, and I was really utterly impressed with what it was able to do for me, and writing out the letter that I had to write out, because it needed to be proper. And when it was done, it looked like it was professionally written. So that's super cool. No ifs, ands, or buts. And hey, was oh yeah, and you can tell it to make it shorter. You can tell it to make it longer. You know, it can add words. It can take words away. It can get right down to the point. We'll see you, Danny. Took me a minute. I remembered at that time. I didn't even have to scroll up. But thanks for hanging out with us. But yeah, so Chat GTP or GPT is I keep saying GTP because, you know, freaking Pontiac and their when they had the Grand Prix GTP, you know, that was cool. And that seems to be the last of those three letters in my head, so I'm gonna seem a little dyslexic with this new chat thing. Another thing that you can do, so let me go to my website here, and I'll go to resources, and I will open this, and I'm just going to copy all this stuff. And then I'm going to go back. I'm going to click new chat so that it forgets everything we just talked about. And I'm going to say, can you rewrite this for me and make it sound more professional? Whoops, I misspelled professional. Let's see. Certainly, please provide the original sentence or passage that you would like to rewrite in a more professional tone. So then I'll just paste that on there and hit enter, and it's going to say, here's a more professional version. This is super cool. Well, that was a lot, and it was really fast. But it's all like paragraphs, and there's nothing that stands out. Could you make it with bullet points or numbered sections with, I'm really pushing the envelope here, highlighted areas of importance. Certainly. One, drying time. Look at that. Numbers and bullet points. God damn, this thing's smart. Cleaning, the best way to clean your tinted windows. Oh, look at that. And it's highlighting shit, and it's making it bold. So how cool is this, guys? I mean, tell me that ain't just the bomb diggity. So now, let's see if we can't. We're going to make this a little bigger, maybe. Okay, that's about as bigger as I can make it. Drying time. The window film takes almost 30 days to fully cure. During this time, the windows will appear hazy and there will be small water pockets caused by excessive moisture trapped between the glass and the film forming kind of a blister. Do not squeegee, prod, or poke these water blisters, as they will disappear once all the water has evaporated. Do not roll your tinted windows down until they are dry, 2 to 5 days. Otherwise, the film could peel. Cleaning, the best way to clean, and it's got bullet points. Imperfections, though we strive for perfection in our installations, due to the nature of the product, some degree of dust and contamination and or minor imperfections are present in every window film application. The black ceramic frit edge on the rear window of most vehicles have a dotted edge resulting in a whitish strip trimming the glass. Caution should be taken when releasing seat belts, as small chips. So then I would see something like that and think the seatbelt chip should not be in with imperfections. So I'll say, could you make the seat belt part its own section? And then it's going to say, certainly. Here's a passage written, and we're going to change that. So cleaning, imperfections, and then it's going to go seatbelt chips all on its own, cold weather, scratches in your glass as the vehicle ages, dirt builds up in the windows, resulting in vertical scratches in the glass. Once tinted, these vertical scratches are more noticeable than they were before the windows were tinted. Important notes are highlighted for emphasis. And then you could say, this is great, but could you say it with more enthusiasm? I'm sure it knows what I'm trying to say, but we're gonna, of course. Drying time. Woohoo! You got a brand new tint job in your windows. But hold up, it's important to know window film, and it's going too fast for me to read. But yeah, so you can you can make it more upbeat, downbeat. Cold weather, burr, it's cold out there. If your windows are frosty, make sure they're fully defrost the vehicle before rolling down the windows. Otherwise, it could make your film peel from the bottom. Yikes. Scratches in your glass as your vehicle ages. Well, they didn't really put a lot of enthusiasm. Hey, this is my phone call. Hold on 1 second. Sun Distributing, this is Rick.
Hey, Rick, it's Gary at ComputerCut.
Hi, Gary.
Glenn.
Fantastic. Well, minus the whole ComputerCut system doesn't want to let me in.
Well, you have to set up your username and password.
I thought I did that when I did the free trial part. Did I do something wrong?
No. Can I get on your computer?
Yeah. What do I push?
Okay. Go ahead and open the program, and in the main window, go to Help and then Remote Support.
Help, remote support. Got it.
And run TeamViewer. And just say yes to everything.
Yes to everything. Give them full control, bank account numbers, the whole 9 yards. Okay, I pushed join session.
Yeah, there we go.
And we're putting you on the spot because we're live on the air right now. So we're going to.
Oh, we are?
Yeah, we're going to let the whole world see how good yeah, well, I allow. Okay, that went down to the bottom.
Okay.
You should be live on my computer.
All right.
And I got 2 screens. Can you see the right screen? Can you see the ComputerCut, or do you see the window with?
ComputerCut, but it's not allowing me.
Okay, yeah. So I'm going to move this over to that screen then real quick. Oh, that was the wrong one. Here, we'll minimize that. We want, where did it go? Ah, I grabbed the wrong part of the window, so I dragged the wrong window over. Whoops. There you go.
So, yeah, I don't know why it's asking you again. We'll just click reset. Okay, hold on. I'll send you a. Normally, it's a little bit faster if I do it.
I did the reset password link already.
Did you receive the link?
I did.
Can you put it in here?
Yeah, I can try it again just in case that I didn't, but and I hit apply.
There you go.
So I'm just dumb.
Yeah.
So then over here, oh, look at that. We have all of our stuff. Okay, so we're going to bring this back over where they can see it. Well, we're going to try to bring this back over where they can see it. All right, guys. So for all you guys watching, that's just how quick and easy the ComputerCut technical support is. Except for apparently there wasn't anything wrong with the system. It was user error. Oops.
Okay.
Well, I appreciate it, Gary.
All right. Anything else?
Nope, that was all.
All right. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye. All right. So we did the thing, guys. And I think when I reset my password, I think that I didn't come back in here and like retype it in. So that's the problem when you're trying to do something on the fly live and you just miss one little detail, and that is that. So we got me up and running. So a quick little look at ComputerCut. ComputerCut's really cool because this is your main window right here. And you got this drop down thing. So you got auto window tinting Australia, ES, Euro. You got ComputerCut dealers. Now, this is really cool. ComputerCut offers graphic services, and you get all the services through ComputerCut, just like if you were direct, even though you're getting it from at a lesser price from me. You can have access to all the ComputerCut dealers stuff. So you can look through all these different companies are ComputerCut dealers. There is a bazillion of them because ComputerCut is a very sought after program system. But let's just say we'll go to Big Daddy Stereo. If Big Daddy Stereo has had any design work done, we could then, oh, and he just did a shapes outline, so nothing spectacular. Let's see what kind of shape. Oh, well, those are kind of neat shapes. I'm not sure what he's did with that, but so whatever's in somebody else's database, what that means basically is if you jump in a group and you're saying, hey guys, I got ComputerCut and I'm looking for such and such a logo, somebody can say, hey, yeah, go into my database and I've got it under and it's labeled. So like for instance, let's go to see if we can go down to Tint Masters. That was who I used to work for. And we had a couple of things done because just like a lot of these people posting how they're doing art in window tint, I used to do that too. I just don't talk about it much. But I had a couple of things made through them. And got a couple of tint factories, Tint Masters with an S. And we did, this was a sweet ass aquarium that I did. And this was a bitch to weed. We did 2 different versions of it. And yeah, so imagine this all done up and colored, you know, like green for the little monster dude. And I don't know, I think we did chrome with a smoke background. It really popped. And so when you want to cut this, you can just click cut and it's going to open this window and it's going to bring these things in. Now this does not look right. This doesn't look right either. And this is probably as a result of the update, because this is a whole new interface. There's a lot more tools here than there used to be. View, slate, blank, fill. Okay, we don't want to show fill. A lot of times on the custom stuff, they don't do fills. They just give you cut lines, and you can decide which parts you want to cut. But so there was this, or you can close this. In the same database, I did oh shit, the other one I'm thinking of that I really enjoyed, I think, was something that I designed myself after I started playing with Illustrator and Photoshop. So that's unfortunate because that was cool. That was I had him do something in a tribal logo too. And this was, Tint Masters and Tribal. So, you know, they'll do anything you ask them to, and they don't charge for this service. So depending on what you want, if you got a picture of somebody's logo and you're like, hey, this customer wants me to redo his logo for him, boom, they'll do the logo. GXP, I needed a GXP logo for a customer's car, a Grand Prix. And so they did that for me real quick. A lot of times the turnaround is less than a day on graphics. I'm not sure these days. DT Automotive, that was another one, needed customers' logos. There's their logo. All they provided me with was a shitty little picture of it. And they gave me everything that I needed in cut form. So that's cool. And you can actually pick what parts you want to cut. So if you don't want to cut these two flags per se, there we go. That was a lot of work. Oh, and this one. So then you can just pick this part. This is all I want to cut. Now, when you go to the cut window on here, it's only going to, oops, I got the D in there. And if I ain't mistaken, I can select the D and delete it, delete it, delete it. And you can group things together so that you don't have to individually select everything. You can request they group things together for you so you don't have to do it. It's just, I mean, so the fact that they're willing to do what they're willing to do is fantastic. Pattern for a Peterbilt. You know what? I don't know. Let's take a look. We can go patterns, commercial vehicles. What year? What's up, Martin? Glad you could make it, dude. We'll just go 2020. See if there's a Peterbilt. 567 is, no, you said 536. So they're not super extensive on their commercial stuff, but I mean, we could all try. Nope, nothing Peterbilt in 22, probably not 23 either. Nope. Can-Am, GMC, and Polaris. But depending on what year we're talking. Kenworth TA. I need years. Ask me year first. So, you know, the first thing I need to know is what year it is, or give me a year range at least. And otherwise, I don't have any Kenworths in 2013. Any year range. See, I have a lot of years. I can go one by one by one. Kenworth TA80. And there's your doors. So notice it doesn't have the, oh, this is the 2016. I don't know if the 2019 is different, but let's look. I don't have a 2019 Kenworth. And that doesn't, you know, they don't focus on commercial stuff, but if they get an opportunity to put commercial stuff in there, like the 2015 to 17 was last updated in 4/7/2017 when they put the new pattern in there. And chances are it's probably still the same. They don't change trucks as much as they do cars, but we don't know for sure. And one thing you can do is if you can find an older one like the 15 to 17 and try it, and you find it is good on the 19, you can send them a note. You can do at the bottom here is send a comment on this pattern or add a note to this pattern, submit a tip, create a version, your own version, or add to favorites. So you can click send a comment and it's going to open this window. And then you got your name, your email address, and you can tell them this fits a 2019 also, and then they'll update the database. But we're not going to do that because we have not verified it. You can also add a file. So you can take a picture of the one that you tinted and send it with it for verification. They do appreciate that. And that'll help them keep the database updated if these are in fact correct. So that's a super, super cool thing. I'm just going through the water. Going through the waters. Exciting stuff. And don't forget on the website, reopen this, copy. I'm going to paste it in here one more time for y'alls because there is a free 30-day trial, and that's available for everyone unless you've had a free trial before, because the database it's all through their database, so it keeps track of that stuff. So you don't sit there and just go, you know, free trial after free trial. And it is super, super duper cool. And the neat thing about it is you could register this to a laptop and you can literally take it anywhere with you and use it anywhere so long as you have no go on the Peterbilt. Yeah, and the secret to these, you know, and if you do a lot of trucks, you could be a great asset to ComputerCut, and they really appreciate things. There is a search, and you could search Peterbilt 536. I don't know if that'll produce results. Oh, please select at least one database. Okay. So we can go commercial vehicles. No patterns found. You could also go 536 search. And it's going to say no patterns found. Then you could say Peterbilt and search. It's going to show you what it does have. It's got the Peterbilt 379, Peterbilt 520, and a Peterbilt 567. So it does not have the 3.6. But that's the other thing too. And you could search Kenworth. And it's going to show you it's got the Kenworth Continental 99 to 07, T2000, 05 to 05, T880, 15 to 17. So you can search Polaris, and it's going to show that it has. Oh, it's taking a minute. Oh, bullshit. You Polaris. Oh, 1 O, please. If you misspell it, apparently it's not real good at figuring that out. So there's that. And they just have the Polaris XP. And that would be this little guy here. That's the other thing. They got the picture here. You can enlarge the picture to look at it just to make some verifications. So that's kind of cool. There's a lot of neat little features that you wouldn't think about until you have them and you're like, hey, that's pretty cool. If there is any notes and installation tips, they'll be right down here. So on those cars that have the coatings on the glass, that'll be down here. On the cars that have computers that you need to cover up, that'll be down here. So a lot of the pattern databases will do that, but this section down here is where this does it. So, and you can access your database online to check things from anywhere also. So they have over here on this section, they've got the new and updated things. So if they made an update on a pattern or they added new patterns, they'll be over here. Like Freightliner Century, there's an update on it. So let's open that and see what it is. And down here it says last updated 8/9 of 22, added the full windshield. So this truck now has a full windshield, which it's a 2-piece windshield. So that's kind of cool. Then it's got the windshield strips here. It's got your doors, your vents with the cutouts, without the cutouts, and of course sunroof. So that's pretty decent. It's not going to have all your trucks in it, but it is going to have, they do try to, whenever they have a chance to put trucks in there, they do, and they have their own section along with the side-by-sides and whatnot. So there's just a ton of cool things to this catalog. What's catalog? Oh, that's a website that takes you to here, which is on the other page. It's just a different layout of your search stuff. Here you can go to window tinting though. And what's a new vehicle that's out that don't forget to watch me tonight on Tinter Tuesday? Oh yeah. And does it have a comment feature where people can leave visible feedback on patterns? I'm not sure exactly how that works, but oh yeah, and another thing that they do is they make the driver's side red, and so that's standard across the whole board. So when you look on here, passengers black, drivers red, it's just pretty quick. As far as you can add a note to the pattern, which will bring you over here to the note, and there's where you write your note on the pattern. Whether or not it actually gets down here, I'm not sure. I think they have to verify it first, but give me just 1 second, guys. I got to run over here for a minute. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention Gary, that guy that called to help out. He's the guy that invented ComputerCut. He's the guy that created it. And if you get a chance to hear his story about it, it's really fascinating because he just opened up a little tint shop and he was by a sign shop. And while he was slow, he'd hang out with the sign guys and he watched them cut stuff on the plotters for signs. And he thought how cool it would be if he could make one of those. And this is back in like the late 90s. And he's like, how cool it would be if he could make one of those cut window tint. And if you can imagine machines from the 90s, they weren't, vinyl's super easy to cut. So it was definitely not one of those things where he had to concern himself with or have a machine that was delicate. The machines back then were monsters and they weren't very gentle. So getting one to cut window film was its own challenge, but yeah. So is the new body style software may not be updated yet. 19 Polaris General windshield. No, I don't think so. So if we went back to those, we go to 19, we have no Polaris in here. If we went to 20, we have a Polaris, but it's only the XP 1000. In the general, that's a popular one. We've had through our shop, and I don't think even the newer ones are going to have a general. No, just the XP 1000. Which is too bad because is that it? No. Well, even if it is, that's a back glass. That's not a windshield. So, poo. And I believe ComputerCut will allow you to send them patterns, but it has to go through a process in order to get released. They're not like some of the companies just take patterns from, if you send them a pattern, they'll put it up on a database tomorrow. Doesn't matter if you're, just watched your third matte video and you think you're all that in a bag of chips and you just finished tinting your second car and decide you're going to send those patterns in. Some of those companies will throw those patterns up on their database and piss a bunch of tinters off. ComputerCut ain't that guy. So, like I said, if you want to give it a go, 30 days, no charge, full access. And it's one of those things. Now, the cost of it is, we'll just go ahead and bring this over here. So the cost of it, this is the free trial, but we can come over here. We'll switch over to the ComputerCut database. And here is the actual ComputerCut product. And your options are monthly PPF, monthly tint and PPF, or monthly tint. You can do tint and PPF. It would be $200 a month for both databases. You could do just tint. It's $150 a month for the database. There is a one-time charge of $250. That's a sign-up fee. They use a third-party company to handle all the registrations and signups. You get a security key for your computer, and that way it's not like somebody can steal your password and then go change your password and steal your account on you and have a big old headache mess there, because you've got a digital key assigned, or a token, if you will, assigned to your computer that allows only your computer to access it. And so there's a third party company that handles that, and they charge $250 or $249 or whatever flat to sign each registration key up. So that's their money. You know, think of it like a giant shipping charge. I don't know. And we are going to start doing platters also. It just, you know, I got to take these things one at a time because every new thing like this is a big deal. You know, we had to set this whole thing up, and I even was given permission to copy so we can come back to the ComputerCut page. We've got the two things here, and if you scroll, oh, wait a minute, where did it go? Oh, rude. Oh, well, it is on this page. So if you scroll on this page, you come down, we've got your little blurb here, interested in increasing your volume, blah, 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 just a little short blurb. And then down here, we've also got links to the download your free trial. In case you landed here, you can click the link. It'll take you back over to the other page. But it just gives you a quick rundown. You can save your customized patterns, hundreds of paint protection patterns, which is actually hasn't been updated in a little while because it's grown to literally thousands. Fast and efficient training. Speaking of training, so once you're in here, you can go, and I'm going to get links, or I'm actually going to put the playlist on here. But if you go to YouTube for right now, you can search ComputerCut, and you should be able to. Is it here? Yeah. Stop it. No, that's not it. You want ComputerCut. ComputerCut. I should have saved them. I saved so many people. Well, they're not good in the SEO, are they? But here, a quick little easy, and you have access to this right away once you get started to their website. I actually copied this website. I made the whole thing so it would be just like theirs, and I decided not to use it because I didn't like the way it looked. Is that wrong? So you can go to member support, and this is not where we wanted it. Members home, maybe? No. Inventory, invoices, announcement, templates, no. Text us. Oh, it's so hard to find things. See, that's why I'm trying to do my wait, these are the and it is Solar Guard partners. So that means if I was to go, hold on, let me go back to these guys. Stop. And we'll go to playlists. There's the playlist. So this whole playlist over here on the side. Oh, you know what I could do? Oh, that's not playing. You guys can't hear that, can you? Oh, shit. And no, they don't have a Mac version. They just can't. It costs a lot of money to start something. We'll go ahead and quiet that down for right now. We'll restart the audio engine. All right, so Yeah, they unfortunately, you guys know, this is too bad. I can hear audio. Hold on. Be- Beach. Hello? Hello. I don't know if it's working right.
Icons are much larger, are specific to the window tint and paint protection functions you work with, and are labeled
It is
as
working.
to what their function
You
is.
guys hear
It's
me?
easier to understand and use than the icons in ComputerCut. However, we do recognize some of you would rather have the old icons you're used to. So this is where we have built in the flexibility I talked about. If you would prefer to use the older toolbars, no problem. Simply go to View, Toolbars, Icon Size, and switch it to Medium, and you'll see here on the left side are the old toolbars that were in the old ComputerCut program. So you can continue to use the older toolbars if you wish. However, I would like you to work more with the newer icons, so I'm going to switch us back to the new icon. View, toolbars,
I don't know.
large, and it instantly switches us back to the large icons. Next, you'll notice that ComputerCut Pro now supports full colorization of the patterns, but
Anywho, what's up, Lawrence? I don't know. Could you guys hear that? You're not being very responsive, so I don't know. I got no Alex to tell me. Might have to play around with my audio settings a little bit to make that work. I'm not 100% sure. But in theory, it should have been working. And then again, maybe not. Hard saying. You know what I mean? Nah, I mean. So what's up, Lawrence? We're talking a little bit of computer cut here. We got training videos, and it's quite extensive. He's got 23 of them. So it basically breaks everything into small bite-sized chunks, so it's a lot easier to digest. And on their technical support page, they got the computer cut software training videos. I mean, they got them lined up, so you don't even, you can take them one by one here. I'm gonna put the whole training playlist right on the website. You'll be able to play it on the website or go to YouTube and watch it. Either way, but it just makes more sense to me to make it visible and available, so it's easy. And ComputerCut is the shit. I heard it. Okay, cool. The sound was good. That's cool too. Yeah, the meter on Restream is a little janky, so I can't tell if, you know, it's playing through or not. All my settings say that it should be, but when I talk, my meter goes like up to where it's supposed to, and when I play something else, it maybe not so much, and I can't figure out why. I only learned audio switching on computers enough to get this thing done. I didn't really take it to the depths that I probably should and or could have. And what time are you on tonight, T-Town? And Shamal says he hand cuts all of his shields. I think personally everybody should hand cut all of your automotive shields. There's too many factors. One thing is for OEM glass, they're going to buy shields from many different sources. The demand is enormous because it's the first impact point piece of glass of your car driving down the road. A lot of windshields get replaced, and so a lot of people, a lot of times during manufacturing, the glass isn't available. So you can have, you know, several different windshields right from what you would think was OEM because they just picked it up brand new from the dealership. Should be an OEM piece of glass. Well, technically it is, but it might not be the piece of glass that the windshield pattern was designed off of. And as you know, if somebody's had the car more than 6 months, there's a good chance it's got a different windshield in it anyways because they got a rock chip. And so then they got some Chinese piece of glass or some other, you know, I don't know, I'm drawing a blank on all the different glass manufacturers, but there's a ton of them, and windshields get changed all the time. You should never, unless you absolutely know what stamp should be in the corner on a windshield, you shouldn't even try it unless you got film to waste and time to waste. But, wow, that was a great lead in to a sponsored ad. If I had sponsored ads, we could put a Glass Aid commercial right here to show you the importance of having something to protect so you don't scratch a windshield when you're cutting it. And I know you can use a button or any other type of device. A lot of people cut off a corner of a hard card and stick that under there between your knife and the glass, and that'll protect the glass. You could do like me and just be very careful with a nice sharp stainless blade that you know is sharp to cut it with. The thing I worry about with cutting on the glass on windshield on an older vehicle is if the glass is pitted at all, you can start with a sharp blade, and by the time you round your first corner, you're already dull. And if you're dull, you're pushing harder. If you're pushing harder, you're leading into scratching a windshield. I have almost probably never scratched a quarter window or a back glass, but I have scratched a couple of windshields and been like, what the fuck? And I take precautions. The easiest way to not scratch a windshield is to tape it. And I know it takes time, but if you tape it, you got nothing going to immediately dull your knife. Your knife's going to stay sharp all the way around it. And even if you cut through the tape, you're cutting so lightly through the tape, you're not cutting the glass. And after using Glass Aid tape for a little while, you learn not to cut through the tape. I mean, it's 10 mil thick. You should not cut through the tape. And for you guys that do PPF, you ain't going to be cutting through the tape because you understand knife control, especially if you have to trim on cars. So, yeah. I had to go help a buddy yesterday tint a windshield because he couldn't get it. That was one reason I needed a link so he can buy some of the things he's seen me use, like DSP and a smart card. Fair enough. And appreciate you promoting. And yeah. And speaking of, You know, I'm still down here in this little window. Let me go ahead and do that real quick. We'll log in because I'm not logged in for some reason. Another thing that my website now won't let you stay logged in more than 9 hours. We do 9 hours because our workday is 9 hours. So we notice that when we're making updates or changes to products or web pages or even content, sometimes we'll spend an hour editing something and then go to publish it. And it's like, oh, sorry, you're not logged in. Please log in again. And so we set it for 9 hours. So if you go to the website once, my recommendation is don't log in until you're ready to leave, unless you're going to use a feature like the shopping list. The shopping list is amazing, by the way, but Lawrence, you need to order more DSP. Just so happens I have some in stock. Actually, I have quite a bit in stock because Patrick's an animal and he made me buy a lot to carry it, but whatever. I'm going to sell it. You know, the product's legit. And I understand you can make something similar with a sock and some ground up soap, but he makes his own soap and the ingredients that he uses, it just works. It works better than any soap that I've found. So, and no, I don't carry Lux. I tried to, but I just at that time was not big enough. That shit's expensive and he wants you to buy a lot of rolls at a time. And it's not like the demand is so high for window tinners to have it, you know, it doesn't go flying off the shelf. And I just don't have that kind of money to sit on the shelf. It took me years of negotiating with Patrick just to get DSP on the shelf because of how much he wanted me to buy, you know, up front. And the fact that, you know, I got better places that money, or places that money's better used. You know, I don't have bottomless pockets that that can just afford to let things sit on the shelf. I wished I did. Holy shit, guys, it's 6:10. How did that happen? It happens all the time. Well, just a quick recap. Gary Benoit personally called to fix us up and get us handled, and turned out to be user error. The system worked fine. So we got to take a little stroll through a little bit of what ComputerCut is all about, and ComputerCut is amazing. I've probably used it most out of all the programs. And honestly, as far as consistency and patterns, I think it's tops. As far as user-friendly, tops. You know, it's intuitive like an iPhone. It's just easy to use. The cost used to be subjective because a lot of people don't use SolarGuard automotive film, and so then it was twice as expensive. And now I don't need you to use any particular film. I'm not even going to try to strong arm you into using Helios. I want you, if you're going to use Helios window film, I want you to get up the nerve to try it for yourself and then realize, holy shit, this is the best film on the fucking planet. And that's because you got somebody like myself out there hand picking what he puts in his boxes. So there's that. Good cheap plotter for... See, I'm not even sure I'm going to sell the cheap plotters. I will sell a Jaguar because, and I didn't used to be convinced on the Jaguars, but they've been around long enough to learn that they're a decent workhorse. They're a little noisier than most more expensive plotters, but functionality wise, they got all the things, but they're going to still cost you more than these cheap Chinese ones that people are trying to push off. And I am sorry for the guys that are buying the cheap Chinese like the Titans and the Workhorse and those plotters. They're good for what they are, and if they last, even better. But if you've ever used a Graphtec or a Roland or a Suma, or I guess even a Jaguar, then you go try to use a Titan, you're going to be like, what? Or a US cutter. You're going to be like, what the hell is this? I can't use this. Now, if you've never used a plotter and you get one of those, it still probably does better than you hand cutting. So, I mean, there's that. But it's kind of like if you've always driven a Cadillac and then you go decide to get in little, I can't, shit, so many little garbage cheap cars are decent cars now. So that's even its own kind of hard. Good Lord, I got people calling me because it's supposed to be after work time. Anyways, guys, we'll probably next week touch base a little bit more on the computer cut, but I got a few other things that I want to talk about. So don't forget to tune in next week and just see what we got going on. We've put a lot of things into place over the last few weeks, and it's time to get down to the nitty gritty. And we'll probably even toy a little bit more with the Chat GTP. I might show you some of the things that it's done for me over the next week, because I'm pretty stoked about using it for a couple of projects. Actually, today it wrote some code for my website for me. So that's what, I just told it I was having this problem with my website. Is there a code that you could write that'll fix it? And they're like, could you share the website with me? So I did, and they're like, oh yeah, I see what the problem is, and it just wrote me a code, and it's like, insert this in your code snippets, and it should solve the problem. And it did. And it's like, wow. So definitely something that is going to be in a lot of people's little digital toolboxes in the future. I am absolutely sure. I was hoping it was something that I could put on my website as a chat tool for you guys, but no, it's not that kind of a chat bot. It's a chat bot to use as a tool. So yeah, how hard is it to set up a plotter? It's setting up a plotter, if you've never done it before, it can be overwhelming, but it's not hard. And I mean, I could walk you through it over the phone. It's pretty simple. You got two common ingredients. One, you want to set the blade only as deep as it, so it cannot cut all the way through the film. And two, you want to put enough pressure on it to cut all the way around the pattern consistently. A lot of people, they'll get the depth right, and then they'll try to adjust, the pressure just right, so that, just in case I don't know what. And then they'll be like, it cuts like half the pattern good, and it just barely scratches the surface on the other half of the pattern. And the reality is, bump it up a few notches and make it push harder. If your depth on your blade is good, you won't cut all the way through that film. If your depth is good and you won't cut all the way through the film, put enough pressure on it to cut through the side that it doesn't cut deep enough, and it'll cut perfect all the way around. And those are the two factors. And then speed's another thing. And that's where the quality of your plotter comes in. Because my Graph Tech, people see me cut patterns on my Graph Tech, and they're like, I've never seen a fucking plotter run so fast. I mean, if your plotter ain't going to have any problems, then why not have it cut that pattern in 3 seconds? Why not? So many people, I see them run their plotter so slow, and it's like, why is it going so slow? Some of the cheaper plotters you need to run slow. But yeah, if you get a plotter, you need help setting it up, get a hold of me during business hours. Unfortunately, after business hours, I do try to devote to family, so it makes it tough. I can answer an email here and there, but for something like tech support, I really kind of need to be here to do that. But needless to say, until next time, guys, it's been great talking to you. I really enjoyed this tool talk. I hope you guys did too. And we will catch you on the next tool talk.